Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. This one is called When Love and Marriage Goes Woefully Wrong, in which the wife, 28-year-old JAEDA Whitehead from Canada, is taken out by her husband, 28-year-old Rory Palmer. He is from Portland Cottage. Portland Cottage is in Clarendon. I am speaking about an incident that took place on or about May of 2023, that is in excess of 2 years ago, in which wife and husband were at home and there was a verbal dispute turned physical. It is said that the husband used a fan, lit the wife in her head. She was severely damaged. However, she refused to go to the hospital. She refused to go and make a report at the police station. She went to her friend's house. A couple of hours later, the friend left, came back, and saw her in the same position. Realized that the body was lifeless. She was taken to the hospital. She was pronounced officially by the doctor. That case has been going to court in excess of about 2 years, like I said. The family members left from Canada and they went to court about 3 times. At first, when the court started, the case started, that man was on $1 million bail. However, that bail would have been reduced over the couple 2 years or so. He is now out on 40,000 Jamaican bail. People, if you look at the screen, this is the equivalence of 40,000 Jamaican. That is about 250 something US dollar. A man is out for taking away his wife, hitting her in the head with a fan, and he's out for $258 and some cents on bail, walking scot-free while the family members are there stressed out. I am going to let you listen to what the mother has to say, then I am going to let you listen to what her friend has to say, and then I'll give my piece.
Hi, my name is Roseanne Whitehead. I'm JAEDA Whitehead's mother. She was murdered in Jamaica May 13th, 2023 by Rory Palmer. She died of blunt force trauma to the head. It's been 2.5 years. We have no justice. We have nothing. I don't get updates. I don't get informed. I don't hear anything. I'll text. I'll call. I barely get a reply from Detective Brian. Everybody else doesn't seem to have an answer for me, or they don't answer me. It's been 2.5 years. We miss her dearly. He is free on bail. It was set at 1 million. It went to 40,000. So he's out free while we sit here and wait word from Canada, because we can't be there all the time.
My name is Erica Smith. I am JAEDA Whitehead's best friend. We've been best friends since I met her at a job conference when we were 14 years old, and we've been inseparable till the day that she passed away. I don't really know what much to say other than for the fact that we've been mourning, and it's just been a very extremely hard time for us, because not only was she murdered in another country, but my parents' native country, what makes it even 10 times worse. So now it's bittersweet. We would travel a lot together. We went on our first trip outside the country to the Dominican Republic when we were 18 years old, and to know that 10 years later she would be murdered was definitely not in our book of cards. To hear that the justice system has failed once again for something so serious as a murder is disheartening. We've been trying to get a hold of the detective, the prosecutor, and there's just been no communication. So we're kind of bounded with information and what we can do and what we should do. So I'm really hoping with this outreach, we'll have more answers, and there will be justice for JAEDA.
Now, people, again, Jamaica, one of the worst places on Master God Earth as it pertains to the takeaway of life. Rank top 3, top 5 at best. However, these police, these detectives, these homicide detectives, they are not doing their job. They are not keeping the family of the victim up to date. It seems as if the lady just died and she's dying a couple more deaths. With every time that the family goes to court, every time that the mother or family or sister try to contact the detective, try to contact the police, prosecution, no sort of response. It's as if a little dog dead in the streets. At first, $1 million bail. We know say most person can reach $1 million, so them are go stuck in the jail like Chuck. However, when you set that bail at 40,000 Jamaican dollars, figure on the screen the equivalent in a US dollar again, less than 300. 300 US dollar is about 45,000 Jamaican. So we are talking about maybe about a $258 bail. Can you imagine somebody getting bail for a very serious crime? Out on the street, out to roam about. We have to ask ourselves, for a country that is supposed to be so serious on crime, because crime is such a serious thing, especially the takeaway of life in excess of 1,000, 12, 14, 1,300 persons per year. These judges that are supposed to protecting, the officers that are supposed to be serving and protecting people, you know, see something wrong with this system. You don't see that unless you are rich, you can get zero justice, even if you're local or international. Most of the time, you think that they would put more emphasis, more resources in overseas people because they don't want the bad foreign press. But it seems as if they are just negligent and incompetent for every life. This youth is out on $40,000 bail, being able to do whatever he so chooses. More than likely, he is going to do the same thing again because just over a simple argument, and lit the lady in her head with a fan. Head swell up. She didn't want to press charges. She didn't want to go to the police. She didn't want to go to the hospital. She should have think a little bit more wisely. However, I am not going to step on somebody when they are already down as far as you can get. Let this be a message to all of you ladies out here, that because you hear say Jamaican man have the stamina, Jamaican man have the charm, Jamaican man have the charisma. A lot of these youths, they are very frail. A lot of these youths, they are very soft, they are very thin-skinned. A lot of these youths, they are very aggressive, dangerous. A lot of these youths, them can't hold a proper reasoning. A lot of them feel as if them have somebody as an object. Somebody's supposed to bow down to them. Somebody's supposed to follow or listen to them when they give orders. These women, please, save yourself the trouble, save yourself the money, save yourself the trip, save yourself the stress, save yourself the debt. Because a lot of these youths are nothing good, nothing, none at all. So this lady more than likely came to Jamaica, meet this youth through a friend, married him, was more than likely going to file for him, take him overseas. But he was so full, so aggressive, so dangerous, he could not even play it off. Him get them feelings, fling a fan, lick the young lady in her head, kill the young lady, because that is definitely what he did. So even though it might not be first degree, it is still second degree. So after doing what he did, he got bail, $40,000. He's still on the street, roaming about, going on with his merry life, probably dating some other girl. That girl, if she talked to him just like that other girl spoke to him, his wife, she's going to probably end up in the same place. Kudos to the justice system, the judge, the prosecutor, the defense lawyer that actually got this comeback out. Police officers out there, if you see this man and come in any sorts of confrontation with him, maybe you might just want to take him out because he deserves it. That youth is a murderer. just like the worstest of them, and he is living scotch-free, point blank, and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that the robbers, the gunmen, they are out and about once again, one more again. This time, they targeted a taxi man. They was in his taxi. They decided that they want to hold him at gunpoint. I guess he was putting up some sort of resistance. Them juke him in his neck with a knife. However, that taxi man decided that if I have to go down, I am going to take a couple of purses with me, meaning the 4 criminal elements that were in the car. He decided that he was going to slam his taxi in at the back of one truck or trailer, something like that. I want you to take a look to these videos and voice notes, and then I'll give my piece.
The taxi man and them say have some gunman in them car and them stab him in him neck and them crash. Right at the intersection of Mullines Road and Spanish Town Road. So he get a stab in him neck, so the car right off and run on one big truck up or so. So about 4 car mash up. Yeah man, so he get a stab right in them chest part at arm neck or whatever. So them all one of the man them when they robbery. 3 men and gone with a gun.
Them get gun?
Yo, I say team. Out clear one taxi man I run Spanish Town, you know. Spanish Town I run Waterhouse and pick up 4 long seat man them carrying. I used to when time the man catch and we go to town. They must jam him. We don't know what going on the car, but in the taxi man one stab, you know. In the neck back this, you know. And the man run now one truck now, one wrecker. You know the kind of wrecker that carry more than one vehicle. Brand new vehicle, them. Lick a next policeman car. After the policeman, you know. Pass up, build up the wheel and right off, you know. And the 3 of them runs at the car left. One and make a escape. The 3 of them run out, run gone. 3 young boy here, you know. And I don't want to try to escape because the car crash and pin him up. He make him way out and them all I want there. Him get some blood clean leak. The man them blood him up and policeman beat him, you know. And when I go for car, man, to rot it, I should make them say no veteran, say no more veteran. Them find a big old Taurus in the car, you know. Chris Taurus, man, them find him. And I'm gone with him. Yeah, man. But them taxi man are idiots, you know. We are the 4 man in the car. For you see the boy, you know. When you see that man there, face, the boy them hold on when them catch, you can see living criminal and thief, you know. In the man face print out, you know, you have 4 man in your car. You look must give red light, but they have no fucking live. Because he might drop down. Because he run off of them, you know. When the car lick up in the whole train, them jump out, and all the matic is in the matic is in the car. So till the driver run and hold on the one. And when the water start beat him, so he must start faint. Because blood pump out his body like don't drive, and pump out his body and crowd draw upon him and start help beat him and police come on them. Yeah man. They could most him dead.
So people, there you had the play-by-play by our reporter in the street giving all of the details. Now people, first thing first. These young youth, 4 of them. No ambition. Leave from where they came to go rob somebody. And the person that you want to rob is a taxi man. How much money you think say a taxi man could have on him? How much money you think say the taxi man make for the day? You hear the taxi man them go on, you see them vehicle that look like any sort of success story, and this is no disrespect to any taxi man because I know say enough of them out there and make money. But me just say, if you want some money, there are more lucrative options. And I am not going to tell you to run into any sorts of bank because more than likely you're going to lose your life. Well, I guess a taxi man is a point of least resistance. However, how ambitious can you be? 4 man with 1 tool or a couple of tools. Don't know if the taxi man lost consciousness or he deliberately slammed his vehicle. Figure say them a try kill him, so therefore take out 2 birds with 1 stone. Jailbirds that is. Unfortunately, 3 of them take for themselves. Fortunately, they found a tool. Unfortunately, they caught one of the man. As a matter of fact, based on what they are saying, that taxi man himself ran down One of the persons that tried to take him and tried to rob him held on to him, and then other persons saw what took place and then commenced the justifiable beating. It is only sad that he did not get the Tarzan and Jane justice that he truly deserves. People like these should not be able to survive. Persons like these should not breathe the same air that us, decent, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens in a Jamaica have to breathe. However, like them said, there's a thing that is called karma. Every day that the bucket goes to the well, one day at the bottom I go fall out. It is only sad that the bottom of this barrel did not fall out on the spot, meaning four of them. It is only unfortunate that the police that was beating him was also his savior. They should have sent him to his maker, meaning the devil in a hell. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called congratulations to all of you morons that voted for Donald Trump. And again, people have the right to choose whomever they want to vote for, whether it is Jamaica or United States, whichever country that you live in. However, you must be very responsible in your decision-making process. Well, people, we see that the Donald, meaning Mr. Trump, is making some decisions that are questionable, that are controversial, that are criminal in intent, meaning murderous. And this is based on some controversy that has been going on in the Caribbean Sea, in which he claims that he is targeting narco traffickers, meaning narco terrorists, meaning that persons that are terroristic and also trafficking drugs to the United States and is poisoning his people. And we understand if your people are getting poisoned, you should do everything that you can to stop it. However, when your behavior is extreme, meaning extrajudicial, you are going to lose a lot of support. One of those persons that was a star supporter of the United States is the UK. However, the UK, based on Mr. Trump's decision and action lately, meaning that at least 70 people or so have lost their life in a couple of strikes in which them just wipe out the whole boat with its content and people. The UK decided it is no longer going to share any sorts of information or intelligence with the United States, and this is the reason that they gave. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
The UK is suspending some intelligence sharing with the US about suspected drug traffickers in the Caribbean because it does not want its intelligence to be used by the US military to carry out lethal strikes on those boats and kill everyone on board. Sources told us that the UK believes that the US military strikes are illegal, that they are in violation of international law because they are killing civilians. The Trump administration has argued repeatedly that these are not civilians, and it has sought to make the case that these suspected narco traffickers are actually enemy combatants that the US is at war with. But the UK does not agree with that assessment. In fact, our sources told us that the UK believes that these amount to extrajudicial killings. Previously, the UK was fine giving the US intelligence about drug trafficking vessels in the Caribbean if the US was going to use that intelligence to interdict those vessels and arrest everyone on board instead of simply killing everyone on board, which is what the US military has been doing over the last several months. This all comes as concerns have been rising inside the Pentagon as well about the legality of these strikes, about whether the US military is carrying out an extrajudicial killing campaign without any kind of due process for those on board these boats.
Now, people, you heard what the UK had to say. You heard the decision that they made, and it is based on a couple of incidents in which more than a couple of persons lost their life. They are coming to the realization that this man do not care about law. This man do not care about life. This man don't like anybody with the exception of his type, meaning WHITE. So therefore, him going to use all sorts of towncraft and claim that these persons are trafficking drugs. These persons are terrorists, meaning that in the subset of persons that persons hate the most, a terrorist and a drug dealer. So therefore, if you have two tags on you, you should be tagged. You are tagged out. You are out of here. Nobody have a problem with that if it is true. If this person, without a shadow of a doubt, were indeed narco-terrorists. However, there are questions, many, many questions, with the exception of what Trump and his team is saying. So persons are now seen beyond the smoke screen. that this is a definite violation of the Geneva Convention. His action in the Caribbean Sea is violating every rules and law. It is extrajudicial. This is not justice. This is injustice. This is inhumane. And for all of you that did not know or did not expect this is exactly what he told you that he was going to do. One thing that we have to give Mr. Donald Trump credit for, he says and do what he says. And if somebody tells you who they are, you best believe them. And you best believe that you made a bad decision. But just as I said, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.